Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
That's kind of the way it is when you start drawing pills out of a bag. You just take what you get and you get ready for them.
Of course, there's not many easy matchups in the 11th region, especially this year.
No, you get to the final 8, pretty much everybody's good. You've got to prepare for them. Most of them we've already seen, but they're going to have some new things up their sleeve, I'm sure. We've got to do our basic stuff. For us this year, we need to shoot the ball well. We've let teams out rebound us at times, so we've got to rebound the basketball really well. And they've got some really good shooters, so we got to try and stop those shooters tonight.
You and Coach Denton have matched wits many times before. I know you probably expect something that she's probably held back that you've not seen before.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she'll have something up her sleeve. We always play every year. We've played here, in the 11th region tournament a couple times. So she's a really good coach. She's going to have her team ready. Hopefully we'll have our team ready.
I mean, one key to your team winning tonight.
Well, we got to shoot well from the field, and we got to hit about 70% or better from free throw line.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Robbie Cooksey of Madison Central. I'll get to get Allison Denton in 30, okay?
Thank you very much, Darren Douglas, talking with Coach Cooksey there of Madison Central. I think he hit on the nail right there when he said we got to shoot the ball well.
Yeah, they've got to shoot the ball well and try to expand that zone in Lafayette, because if they can get in that zone and get comfortable, you're going to be in trouble.
And Caroline Bennett, I think, has got to be hitting for Lafayette.
Yeah, she can really light you up.
Now over here with Lafayette head coach Allison Denton. And, Coach, I was talking to Coach Cooksey down there. I said, tough draw for you guys, but equally as tough for you.
Oh, yeah. At this point in the game, it doesn't matter who you got. You're preparing for one game at a time.
Coach, Madison Central, not your typical Madison Central ball club. They got some young players that are pretty good, but how do you get your team to recover from a very tough district loss?
Well, it was something that we just have to understand, and I told them that we have moved on and that we still have a chance to advance, and we didn't speak of it after that, and we got refocused on what we do as Lafayette, and we just went to work the next day in the gym. Can't dwell on things.
Coach, will the bigger floor affect your team? I don't know if you played any games on a 90-foot floor.
You got the adrenaline going. These girls have been on this big floor before. I think it'll be an advantage for them. We haven't been concerned with it. We've been conditioned all year, so I always look forward to playing on the big floor.
Coach, give me one big key to your ball club winning this ball game tonight.
We have to rebound and block out, number one. Number two, we have to do what Lafayette does and quit worrying about what everybody else does. And we have to make the extra pass in offense.
Well, I can tell you for one thing, Gary and Scott, if her team gets her attitude, they'll win tonight.
Yep. Thank you very much, Darren Douglas, talking with Allie Denton over there of Lafayette. her team comes in with the second most wins in the region behind Scott County.
Yeah, they've had a really good year. Tough district final, but you've got two of the best teams in the whole region in the same district as we get to compete with. It'll be a good game tonight. I think one of the keys for Madison Central will be McKeithen on the block. Unfortunately, Lafayette lost golf earlier in the year, and I think McKeithen can hurt them inside. She's one of the most improved players in the region. They got to get her going tonight.
I think you're right, and the big girl McKeithen, she's 5'10", 5'11". She's a wide body in there, and they've got to utilize that tonight. And I think DeBille's on, and Bennett, Abram, Carter, Grants, whoever gets a start. I think Caroline Bennett is the X factor. She's got to be hitting outside.
Yeah, she really is, and you better know where she is. And the tough thing is you pay so much attention to her, and Abrams and Carter can hurt you in other places. So, those four have played. They play about 31, 32 minutes a game. And at this point, you've got to find Bennett, but you've also got to be aware of those other guys. And Coach Cooksey mentioned earlier the rebounding, and you've definitely got to get Carter off the boards because she can really hurt you there.
It is Madison Central and Lafayette, the Lady Generals, against the Lady Indians here on PrepSpin. We'll be back after this timeout. We want to thank Bob Roberts Insurance. So right here in Richmond, Kentucky, Bob Roberts Insurance on Main Street. They insure 3/4 of the great state of Kentucky. Bob Roberts Insurance. Thanks to them for sponsoring this high school basketball game, helping us out with our rights fee, William, as a matter of fact. So thanks to Bob Roberts for that. We'll be back here. It is pregame show of Madison Central and Lafayette here on PrepSpin.com. The White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
Lexington Women's Health is an all-female OBGYN practice in Lexington made up of board-certified obstetricians, gynecologists, certified nurse midwives, and physician assistants. We are supported by a well-trained and compassionate staff. We work as a team to attend to each of our patients as if they were our sisters, friends, or neighbors. We have experience, both professional and personal, to help you through almost any situation. Chances are, whatever you face, we've been there. Visit LexingtonWomens.com for more information.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I used my credit cards over.
Gary Ball with Scott True, the head coach of Lexington Catholic, with Darren Douglas, William Warfield producing. Shout out to Brandon Johnson. He's out there watching tonight on PrepSpin. Brandon Johnson, we appreciate him and all he does for high school sports. And Coach, Lafayette and Madison Central, been there, done that. These two teams have been here before, regional tournament.
They have. It's a little different look for both of them, I think. But, they're pretty experienced. Vanover for Madison Central will be a huge key for handling Lafayette's pressure. And she's a senior. She, like you said, been there, done that. But those four from Lafayette have been here an awful lot, and they expect to win.
That's exactly right. Bailey Vanover averages 13 points. She also, at 5'5", averages 7.5 rebounds a game. I don't know how she does it.
Well, and she does it coming from the top of the key. She's up top, and you forget to block her out, and all of a sudden she's down there, and she's very hard-nosed and grabbing the board, and she can hurt you that way too.
McKeithen averages nearly 10 points. She averages nearly 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah, I think she's a big key tonight. I think she can hurt Lafayette on the inside if Madison Central can get the ball to her.
It'll be Lindy DeBills on for Lafayette. She'll be a key factor tonight. Caroline Bennett, all those guys. You mentioned Gar Carter earlier.
Yeah.
What an athlete she is.
Yeah, Gar Carter is such a good athlete, and she's the one that always around the ball, and then not only that, she can turn you over and get out on the break. And if she gets out on the break, she's deadly.
And you look at Todd, the sophomore for Madison Central. She'll have to come up big tonight. She's averaging double figures. How about Madison Bernard? What do you expect from her tonight?
Well, they've got – I think the key there is both teams. I think is handling pressure, taking care of the ball, and not getting impatient to get zone. Both teams are going to play 2-3 zone. Lafayette tends to be a little more aggressive. And you'll see Lafayette press probably a little more than maybe Madison Central will.
I tell you what, in that first game tonight, the Franklin County won 51-47. Kendall Talley really handled the basketball, handled her ball club.
Yeah, she's a really nice high school point guard. Really like what she brings to the table.
Had 20 points and had 8 rebounds in the basketball game. Kendall Talley. And how about those big threes that Thacker knocked down there in the second half?
Yeah, the one that hung on the rim forever was nice. And she missed some early but didn't hang her head, came back out in the second half and knocked a couple down. They were big for Franklin County tonight.
Yeah, she was 0 for 4 in that first half, you're right. And then she came back with a couple of big threes, and one of them brought Julie out of her chair here.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Julie got very excited. We're just about set to go courtside with the public address announcer. I believe his name is Greg White, does the public address announcer for the, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And Greg does it for the regional tournament. This is the final game of the girls basketball tournament. Regional, No, it's not the same one. And you've got, of course, when I mean final game, that's what Darren was asking Coach Cooksey about. He said you're the final game of the regional tournament, first round.
First round, yeah. They've set around a while, so.
Your mic's off.
University for 11th Region High School basketball action. Tonight's second game features the Lady Generals of Lafayette High School and the Lady Indians of Madison Central High School. And now, let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the Lady Generals of Lafayette High School, out of District 43 with a record of 23 wins and 9 losses, a sophomore guard, number 2, Tiona Sanford. A junior guard, number 3, Lindy DeBilzen. A senior guard, number 5, Caroline Bennett. A senior forward, number 15, Takia Gar Carter. A senior guard, number 24, Terry Abram. The Lady Generals are coached by Allison Denton. And now the Lady Indians of Madison Central High School, out of District 44 with a record of 16 wins and 12 losses. A senior guard, number 1, Bailey Vanover. A junior guard, number 4, Madison Bernard. A sophomore guard, number 5, Talea Todd. A senior forward, number 11, Blaze Pacheco. A sophomore forward, number 25, Jakari McKeithen. The Lady Indians are coached by Robbie Cooksey. Your officials for tonight's game are Roy Wright, David Fields, and Randy Taylor.
Great job by the public address announcer. So it's the Bills on Bennett, Abram, Carter, and Stanford tonight for Lafayette. It's Vanover, Todd, McKeithen, Bernard, and Pacheco for Madison Central. Madison Central in the white. Lafayette will be in the dark uniforms with the white, with the red numerals, white around those numerals. Tappa's up, and it's controlled by Lafayette. Coming down with it, the Bills on. Lindy DeBills on now, maneuvers into front court, gives back to Abram, and they're going to look at that Madison Central coach zone defense.
A little 1-3-1 to start the game.
Comes over to DeBills on. She's looking for Caroline Bennett. She swings it back. They go around the perimeter to Abram. Abram holding the ball now, just backs back out of there. No score in Lafayette first possession. They throw it down low, and they throw it away, trying to go to Stanford, went through her legs.
It's a good look. It's the right pass. Just got to get it there.
No score, 7:33 to go here. Putting it in play will be Central's Bernard. She goes into Bailey Vanover. We're going to call her name a lot tonight, I got to think.
They are, and they're going to make her work every time she touches it tonight.
Vanover comes over to Bernard. She swings it now to Pacheco. Over the right side, they go to Todd. Todd in the middle to Bailey Vanover. She's going to bring it back out, and over it goes. Here's Pacheco, the three. Off the iron, no good. That's Todd. Todd rebounds, and loses control of it, and jump ball call.
She's got a good look at it. It's a good first set there for Madison Central.
No score, 7:05 to go in the first quarter of action from the Eastern Kentucky University. Girls 11th region. Out it comes to McKeith, and she misses and misfires, and rebounded by DeBilzon. Bilzon goes over now to Abram, and boy, Abram can really handle that basketball. They got a lot of good ball handlers on this team.
Yeah, get this 1-3-1. Lafayette's going to need to look diagonal and then attack from inside out.
Abram bounces over to Caroline Bennett, left side free throw extended. She throws it underneath to Gar Carter, and she puts it up. No, it's missed, and rebounded. Coming out of there with it, Bailey Vanover. Now we know why she averages 7.5.
Yeah, right down on the back of it, went and got it.
And stripped away from Bernard, and quickly the other way, Stanford. Back it comes now. Here's a high arcing three. Bullseye by Caroline Bennett.
Right in front of Coach Cooksey. He was not happy with that. You can't give her that look, even at that distance.
Well, Bennett, that was a major league three.
Yeah, she can really shoot it.
3-0, Lafayette, 6:07 to go first quarter. Bailey Vanover works it in for Madison Central. Through the lane, missed the layup, and rebounded by Bennett. She leads it out now to Abram. Abram works into front court, drives in, lays it up and in. 5-0 Lafayette. If it gets any further here, you think Cooksey might need a timeout.
If they don't get a bucket here, he's probably going to have to look at one.
Bernard, and it's knocked away there by good defense by Gar Carter.
Yeah, and she's all over the place. And, she's out getting the rebounds, and she's had a really good look inside.
5-0 Lafayette on top. They got a three from Caroline Bennett. Abram a drive to the bucket. Bailey Vanover works it out front into that zone defense. 5:37 to go first quarter, and then Madison Central hasn't scored yet, Coach.
No, they've got to find some good looks against this zone and not get in a hurry and turn it over.
Todd goes in the corner. They try to go down, and as they go down to McKeith, and it's stolen by DeBilzon. She goes now. Abram lays it up, and a foul's called. And let's see who they called it on. Who was there, Coach?
I think that was on Vanover.
I think it was, too. That's her first foul. That will send to the line Terry Abram. Abram has 2 points.
Normally a pretty good free throw shooter.
At the line, and the free throw rolls in there. That's 3 points for Abram, and it's 6-0 Lafayette. Second one is good. Perfect. That didn't even hit metal. That didn't hit rim.
Well, it did not. And they're dogging Vanover up the court. Going to make somebody else handle the ball as they fall back into Lafayette falls back into their zone.
Vanover has it with Lafayette up 7-0. Madison Central needs a bucket. Here's almost a steal. DeBilzon trying to track it down. She does right in front of us. Crossover dribble to the basket and runs over top of Madison Central, and the charge is called.
That's a big call because that could have been 2 on Vanover right there too.
Instead, it goes on DeBilzon. That'll be her first.
Timeout Madison Central.
Yeah, Madison Central timeout, 5:03. 7-0 Lafayette on top of Madison Central. We'll be back. And thanks to Crown Trophy. Crown Trophy. Here's a replay here of that steal by Lafayette. We can't see the monitor, will you? 7-0. Lafayette on top.
Some other scores. Mason County defeated Paris tonight 50-32, and Scott leads Harrison County also in the 10th 23-10. Newport Central Catholic, and what would be an upset is leading Dixie Heights 18-16 at halftime.
So set to put it in play will be Madison Bernard. Madison Central down 7-0 here. Dangerous territory, I think.
Yeah, they need to get a bucket here early and get settled in.
Franklin County jumped out 7-0 their ball game over Henry Clay. Here's Vanover into the paint. She's dogged there by Stanford. That's probably why she got the start tonight.
Yeah, she's right up there with her.
Todd goes baseline, throws it up, blocked, and coming down there with it is Gar Carter. Tarika Gar Carter to the basket on Vanover, puts it up and in. It's 9-0. 4:35. Madison Central, and here's another steal by DeBilzon. DeBilzon drives and lays it up and in.
And the zone, the half-court zone is very aggressive for Lafayette. It's really giving Madison Central problems.
11-0. Bailey Vanover for Madison Central. Stanford on her man-to-man. We're going to get a substitution in for Madison Central. Here's a pass cross-court to Todd. They go in the corner to Pacheco. Pacheco, back it goes now to Todd. Looking into McKeithen. McKeithen power move and won't go. McKeithen gets her own rebound, puts it up no, and Madison Central can buy one.
She's 0 of 3 from the field. They've got to have her play well tonight.
Bilzon goes over to Abram and lets it fly. No, rebounded by Todd. Here's a fast break opportunity. Todd drives down, missed the layup. Rebounded by Abram. Abram in the front court. Down the middle, kicks it over now. And here's a high arcing three by Caroline Bennett. The last one went, that one wouldn't go. 11-0. Lafayette on top, 3:25 here in the first quarter. Defense, here's Todd, and the three in and out. Rebounded by Bennett.
Chance can't get one to go here early.
Abram, 3:10, first quarter. To the Bilzon, swinging back to Abram. Back over to Caroline Bennett. Goes to Bilzon, a high arcing three. Bullseye. The Bilzon with the three out of the corner, and it's 14-0.
Yeah, and the two best three-point shooters, the Bilzon and Bennett, have gotten two good looks. They've nailed both of them.
2:50 here in the first. And Bailey Vanover in there. Gives it up to Bernard. Bernard has a ball knocked away on the floor. Throws it out. It's stolen by the Bilzon. Bilzon crossover to the basket. Won't go, but she draws the foul.
This zone has really got Madison Central unnerved right now. They can't get anything going on the inside. They can't handle the ball well enough to get it to McKeithen right now. They've got to settle down and try to get it one basket at a time.
Madison Central, 14 wins coming in, I think?
16 and 12.
Okay. Lafayette was 23-9. As we said, second most wins in the 11th region field. Well, the Bilzon is just money.
Yeah, really good shooter.
2 for 2 from the field. 1 for 1 from three-point. 2 rebounds. 4 steals already.
Yeah, and that's the transition. And Lafayette, much like Scott County, does it really well. They'll turn you over and turn that turnover to points very quickly.
Missed the free throw. Tapped around and coming out of there with it. Madison Central. They've got Lacey Parks, a freshman, in the game. Parks has the basketball right side. Lacey, who open, she won't take it. Gives it up over, and that shot by Bernard won't go. Tracked down by McKeithen.
Good rebound.
To Parks. Vanover swings it over to Bernard. Bernard, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul called against Lafayette.
On Lenny, the Bilzon.
Also in the game for Madison Central, Kelsey Powell, a junior. So Powell in the game. Free throw connected there, and that's the first point. They break the scoring column.
Maybe they'll break the ice a little bit for them.
15-1, Lafayette. 2:08 to go in the first quarter. And Madison Central trying to settle down here. And the free throw rattled in there for Bernard. She's got both points. It's 15-2. Lafayette on top out of the 43rd district. They were the runner-up to Dunbar.
That gives the made free throws gives Madison Central time to set up their half-court defense. So they're not trying to play in transition also.
As Powell plays out front on that 1-3-1. Abram kicks it over to Caroline Bennett. Here's a three. Got it!
You just can't leave her.
18-2. Caroline Bennett was 6. Cross the line, Powell losing the basketball, and it's tapped away, and Lafayette's Abrams got it. She goes down left side and puts it up and in. We're going to have a timeout call, Madison Central. Minute 26 in the first. It's Lafayette Lady Generals 20, Madison Central 2. We want to thank Crown Trophy. And there's that three-pointer out of the corner there by Caroline Bennett.
Yeah, they penetrated to get the zone, made the zone collapse, and kicked it back out to her. And such a dangerous weapon when you have penetrators like Abrams and Gar Carter, and you got a shooter standing out there.
Caroline Bennett has 6 for DeBilzon, and I tell you what, DeBilzon's impressive. She's a stat stuffer. Got 4 steals, and DeBilzon has 1 three-pointer. Caroline Bennett is 2 for 3 from 3. So that's the only thing that she shot is three-pointers.
Yeah, and Central has 6 turnovers early, and Coach Cooksy's not going to be pleased with that. Those turnovers allow Lafayette to get out and run, and when they get out and run, they're very good. And it's tough to cover Bennett anyway. It's even harder to cover in transition.
Scott County has 1. Dunbar has 1. They'll meet Friday night. Earlier tonight, Franklin County won 51-47. They will meet the winner here in the second semifinal Friday night, Coach.
Yeah, it'll be a good. Both games ought to be really good games.
20-2 here. Lafayette, 1:26 to go. First quarter action. Gary Ball, Scott True, William Warfield producing. King of String.
And this lead allows Lafayette to rest Gar Carter and the Bills on here early, and I think that's big also.
Three-pointer there won't go for Bernard, and a rebound by Terry Abram. Shoots it out to Caroline Bennett. Bennett wants the ball back. Give it to me, she said. Give it to me. They don't give it back now. They give it back to her. Now they go to Abram. Swing it around Stanford. Abram over to Stanford. A couple of substitutions in there. Riley Grants is in for Lafayette. And down low, and a shot put up that won't go. That is Brown, as she has checked in for Lafayette. Anaya Brown, a 8th grader, 5'11", 8th grader.
Yeah, she can play. She's long and very quick.
Left side, and that three-pointer, that shot was inside the line by Caroline Bennett. Wouldn't go. Here comes Powell to Vanover, 20-2. They just need something positive. They go left side, three-pointer. That won't go there for Lacey Parks. Down the other way, Stanford, and she's going to be hammered. And she's going to be hammered by Parks, I believe. 25 seconds here in the first. Lafayette 20, Madison Central 2.
Again, a tough shot from Madison Central, and as soon as it comes off, Lafayette's got it and going, and now they're drawing the foul, get back to the foul line.
Yeah, that foul did go on Lacey Parks, as I anticipated, and that's her first foul. And that will send Stanford to the line. She'll shoot 2. 25 seconds in the first quarter. Stanford trying to add to this Lafayette Lady Generals lead. 25 seconds, and she does.
And I think the experience factor, along with the aggressiveness of Lafayette, really showed here early, and Central still hasn't really settled in.
9 rebounds already for Lafayette, 8 for Madison Central.
Well, it's the transition right now, and the turnovers is what's really hurting Madison Central.
Stanford connecting on both of them. Good free throw shooter, 71%. 22-2, Lafayette on top. 24 seconds here in the first quarter. Madison Central's Vanover into the front court, drives, lays it up, and it wouldn't go, but she's some contact there. Probably should have been a call the other way, and a shot put up and in by Gar Carter.
Well, the ball was tipped on the way up. She couldn't recover. She's trying to make something happen for her team, though.
Bailey Vanover averages 13 points. Lacey Parks goes to Powell, and that shot wouldn't go. And, well, Madison Central just can't buy a basket right now. At the end of the first, Lafayette 24, Madison Central 2 here on PrepSpin.com. We'll be back after this timeout.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
Sitters are here. I'm
behave.
Man to man?
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more.
Hey.
So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
And Logan Hudson has come into the ball game, a 5'9" junior for Madison Central. Abram, they swing it around now to the Bilzon. Back it goes Carter over to Bilzon. In the middle now. Comes over to Caroline Bennett. She loses control of it and picked up. And foul's going to be called. Powell picked up the ball as it came out of there, Coach, and she was fouled.
Yeah, and Madison Central switched to a 2-3 that time, coming out of the quarter break, and seemed to work a little bit better for them. Forced a turnover there. They've got to find some offense. They're 0 of 13 from the field in the first quarter. They just need a shot to go in and see the ball go through the basket.
Bailey Vanover. Right side Todd, down low, trying to go, and there's a shot put up and in by Hudson.
Yeah, they definitely need the post play now.
Logan Hudson makes it 24-4. Cuts into, that's the first basket of the ball game. 7:15 in the second quarter. Bernard hit a couple of free throws. Abram in trouble. It's stolen by Vanover. She's going to pick it up. Drive down. Good pass and a shot put up and in. And Madison Central now, as Bernard finished that on the lay-in. And 24-6, some positives for Madison.
A little more aggressive in the half court, forced a turnover there and got some transition of their own.
6:48. Abram pushes off. Yeah, that's a good call. She pushed off with the elbow.
She did.
And that's a push off, and that's going to go against Lafayette.
Good call, and Coach Cooksey changing things up a little bit, trying to get his team going. It's working so far.
Yeah, here's a timeout called by Lafayette. She didn't like the mini run there.
She did not.
By Madison Central. That's how competitive Coach Denton is.
She is. She does a good job with her kids, and her kids understand what she wants, and she pushes them hard, and it's really good for them, and they perform well for her.
She saw Madison Central score a couple of baskets. She said, "Hey, it's 24-6. I need a TO."
Yeah, we got to stop the run.
So Lafayette leads 24-6. Want to thank all of our sponsors tonight. Lexington Women's Health, thanks to those folks. Central Bank, Ricardo's there in Versailles. Boy, they got great food over there at Ricardo's. You ever eaten over there, Coach?
I have. It's very good.
It's really good, Ricardo's. Old train station. I've eaten there before. I didn't recall that, but it was good. Food was good. Right side it comes to Todd. Down low they go, and a shot won't go. Rebounded by Vanover. She puts it up. It rolls out. Well, that was halfway down for Bailey.
Two good looks right there, though.
Yeah. They got a good look by Hudson, too, the big girl. Here's down the lane, and that shot rolls out of there. Battle for it. And on the floor there's Vanover, but they get it to Bilzon. Comes over to Abram, and her shot's too strong, and it's picked up by the Bilzon. She drives down, kicks it out to Caroline Bennett, lets a three go, and that's off the mark. We're going to have over the back called against Carter.
And they got a lot of good looks there.
Yeah.
Now, McKeithen's coming back in now, trying to get back inside, back on the post for Madison Central.
Caroline Bennett's was uncontested.
Yeah, she's not going to miss many of those.
Yeah.
I can testify to that.
Yeah, you know that too well.
Yeah.
24-6, Lafayette on top of Madison Central. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Gary Ball, Scott True, William Warfield. Down low it goes. They give it to Pat, and she puts it up. Hudson, that shot won't go. Battled around. Lafayette's got the basketball. Coming down there with it, it's Carter. Down the left side, fills up the middle. Takes it to the basket, won't go, and then rebounded. And nice rebound there by Hudson, the 5'9" junior. Over the left side, it comes now to Bailey Vanover. Crossover dribble. Bailey backs up. Defense on her. That's Caroline Bennett giving her fits. In the middle, comes back to Vanover. Vanover goes baseline. That shot won't go. McKeithen's back in there, and that's tapped out by Lafayette.
No, you got two bigs in for Madison now, and they're trying to go inside and make something happen that way.
Yeah, they got McKeithen in there. She's 5'11", and Hudson 5'9". Hudson down low, trying to throw it up and draws the foul. So she'll go to the line to get an opportunity for a couple of free throws.
Yeah, they've got Lafayette to miss a couple times here. You get a couple shots, and if you get this to 8 to 10 before halftime, you got to feel good about it given the start that Madison Central had.
That's exactly right. 24-6, 5:22 at the line is Logan Hudson. She's a 5'9" junior, and the free throw is perfect. 3 points for Logan Hudson. She makes it 24-7. Trying to cut it to 16. And she does. Boy, she looked good on those free throws.
Did.
24-8. Lafayette on top. The Lady Generals 23 wins. Madison Central 16 wins. They're in a 2-3 zone defense. And Abram recognizes that. Goes over to the Bills-on in the middle to Caroline Bennett. Bennett fakes, goes left side. Blocked away there. And a good block by Hudson. Here comes Madison Central. Todd throws it down low. McKeithen. She turns, won't go. Battle for it, and coming out there with it is Abram.
Gosh, she's really struggling. That's a good look, good post up.
Caroline Bennett, she hands it now to Abram with 4:47 here in the second quarter. Lafayette on top, 24-8. Comes back over to Bills-on, over to Caroline Bennett. She usually don't miss those, and she doesn't miss this one. That's her third three-pointer.
That's a huge swing. Could have cut the 14 there, and then you miss, and you give them a 3 on the other end.
27-8. Caroline Bennett. She is 40% from three-point.
Yeah, she's a really tough shooter.
Swing it around. Good pass. Trying to go to McKeithen is Talia Todd, and knocked out there by Lafayette. We're going to have substitution coming in, going out. Good job by Hudson.
Yeah, she really did give a little post presence, got him going with a couple free throws.
Coming into the game there for Madison Central, Eliza Mentor, a 5'6" senior. Mentor in there. Bailey Vanover, she's in trouble. Right in front of the bench over there, and we're going to have timeout called by Madison Central. 27-8. Lafayette on top, 4:09 to go in this first half of basketball. And we're at the 11th Region Girls Basketball Tournament. Tomorrow night, boys action gets underway at 6:30 with LCA playing Frankfort. And then it'll be a good one. Madison Central, Bryan Station.
Yeah, it should be a really good game there. That'll be Central got a tough draw there for their boys.
All right, we're going to take a look here on the replay. We can't hardly see the monitor, but I'll get over here real close to. These are the three Caroline Bennett three-pointers. Here we come down here with the steal and coming the other way. And then they see in the back there is, look at that, was an NBA three. The first one she made was an NBA three-pointer. Yeah. Caroline Bennett, then they kick it to her in the corner, and there's a deep three. Nailed that one. And then there's the last one from about that same spot. Coming out of there with it. Here comes Stanford. Stanford maneuvers down the left side, gives it back to Bills-on, back to Caroline Bennett. 3:56 here in the second quarter. 27-8, Lafayette on top. Right side, Caroline Bennett trying to get her fourth, and that won't go. Picked up, though, by the Bills-on, put up and in. The Bills-on's got 8.
Yeah, and right there, good look for Bennett, but attacking the boards aggressively was the Bills-on.
Vanover down low, and she loses the ball, and it goes out of bounds, and they'll give it back to Central. 29-8, and we're going to get back in the ball game. Madison Bernard, and also back in Pacheco will come in to join McKeithen, and also Bailey Vanover still in there. Bailey Vanover.
Yeah, she's probably not going to come out.
Down low, McKeithen can't handle it. Last touch, though, there by Gar Carter of Lafayette.
Yeah, that's the right look for Madison Central, though. You got to get her the ball there and let her score.
I agree totally. Get the ball down low, and they come out top to Pacheco. Swing it now, Bernard, and that three off the iron, and coming out with it, the Bills-on. The Bills-on's got 5 rebounds. Down low, that shot will go. Foul called. Abram will go to the line.
It's a great job of the Bills-on getting the rebound, leading the break, and then finding the open player on the wing.
Tomorrow night, boys are 11th Region basketball. Thursday night, boys, and then Friday night, the girls semifinals.
Yeah, 2 good games.
Free throw, no good there for Abram. She had made her prior to, Let's look at her shooting. Abram is 2 for 3 at the line, 2 for 6 from the field. Has 6 points, 9 for Caroline Bennett on those 3 threes and 8 for DeBilzon.
Yeah, really tough to defend because they got 4 players on the floor who can score.
Nice rebound there by Jakari McKeithen. Boy, she's got length, doesn't she?
She does.
Vanover, left side, double team, and comes out of there. DeBilzon with another steal. DeBilzon throws it up, foul contact, and she'll go to the line. Foul will be called, and it's going to go on Mentor.
Well, that time Lafayette got Vanover pushed down in the corner, double teamed her, and forced a turnover.
That's the 5th team foul. Of course, this is a shooting 2 situation. 16 fouls called against Lafayette. That's the first foul called on Mentor. 2:58 here in the second quarter, and the free throw's good by DeBilzon, and she has 9 points now with those 5 rebounds, and Coach, 5 steals.
Yeah, the zone is really, and the pressure is really bothering Madison Central tonight.
In and out on that second one, rebounded by McKeithen. McKeithen tonight has 4 rebounds, now 5. They refreshed that, 5 rebounds. Trying to go down low, another steal by DeBilzon. She is going to have a double-double tonight with steals.
Yeah, the pass to the post was a little late getting there and allowed Lindy to get over to it.
She set her feet out top, and as she did for the 3, they called traveling on Lindy DeBilzon.
I think she was a little surprised how open she was there.
Yeah. I was too, actually. 2:38 here in the first half, and Madison Central has the basketball. Vanover works across, and they go in the corner, tap there by Caroline Bennett, out of bounds.
The length of the zone is really bothering Madison Central. Bennett and DeBilzon and Garcar, those girls are really, really long, and it's tough to get it over them or around them.
Mentor looking, and she threw it away. She threw it in bounds, but she threw it away. Actually, she walked, I guess.
She stepped in bounds. She got it in.
Yep. 30-8, Lafayette on top by 22, 2:33 to go in the first half. Stay with us at halftime as Darren Douglas will take you through the halftime with Coach Scott True. They'll break down the first half of basketball. Madison Central, boy, that'll be a good one tomorrow night with Bryan Station. Bryan Station beat them twice. Caroline Bennett, the 3, off the iron, back of the rim. Rebounded by, here comes Bailey Vanover with it, down court. Vanover down the middle, angles right, bounces in the corner there to Bernard, and the 3 is good.
Good shot for her.
Bernard makes it 30-11. Lead cut to 19. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Left side is Caroline Bennett. Back out it comes to Abram. Bennett down low, wide open, and the shot put up and in there by Brown.
Well, they caught Madison Central trying to cheat up and steal that wing pass, and she cut back door and got the easy layup.
Nia Brown wide open, and there's another steal coming down with it, and that's going to be Abram. She drives, puts it up, and draws the foul, and that's going to go on Bailey Vanover.
That's 2 on Vanover.
She still won't leave the game, Coach.
No, probably not.
He'll just let her foul out. 32-11. Lafayette on top, minute 37 here in the first half of action, and at the line is Terry Abram. Where tonight Lafayette is 5 of 6 now. They're 6 of 7 from the line. 11 rebounds, are +3 in that category. The story tonight has been, of course, Bennett's 3 threes. She's 3 for 9, 3 for 7 from 3. But DeBilzon has 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 steals.
Yeah, and Madison Central, the turnovers have really hurt them tonight.
So DeBilzon's officially on a triple-double watch.
She is.
I've officially put her on that watch. 34-11. You know, it was on that the other night, Friday night, was Kyle Rode. He had 33 points, and they missed some rebounds in that game.
Yeah.
I think William can contest to that.
Yeah, I think so.
34-11. He had a number of assists, too. Down low, they kick it out, and there's a shot. Won't go there in the corner, and that was Powell. Powell gets it back, and Lafayette steals it. Here's the outlet now, and coming down into front court is Lafayette's Lauren Walton.
8th grader.
8th grader. Got a lot of 8th graders. Brown's an 8th grader. Here is Vanover. Can't get the ball. Brown there battling, and that's going to be a jump ball. Good hustle there by Madison Central. Way to dive in there.
Got down on the floor and got after it. Both teams playing hard.
That possession arrow will favor Madison Central. So they've got Powell in the game, McKeithen, Todd, Vanover, and also looks like they've got Lacey Parks in there. Vanover, right side, lob down low, McKeithen, and that shot won't go. It was altered by Brown. Vanover's got it with 43 seconds in the half. Goes baseline, reverses it up, and that's her first basket. And it was a circus shot. She went underneath the basket, just threw it up over her head, and it went in.
Nice shot.
34-13. And here's a steal. They lead it out, and with the basketball, and laying it up and in is Todd. That's her first basket. 34-15. They've cut it down to 19 with 17 seconds in the first half. Caroline Bennett comes out to Stanford. Caroline Bennett throws it down low, and a shot put up and in there by Grants.
Again, they caught him trying to trap, and she made him pay for it.
That's the end of the first half. The first half comes to a close with Lafayette on a layup, 36, Madison Central 15. And we'll be back with all the halftime festivities with Darren Douglas here. 36-15, Lafayette on top. Madison Central here at halftime.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
This is where it all started. Right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
You were just entertained by the Madison Central dance team with, I believe that was their national competition routine, I assume. Coach Scott True with us here in this game. At halftime, it's been all Lafayette, 36-15. They ran out to a score of 20-2, and I was telling you, Coach, off the air that it looked like Coach Allison Denton got her team's attention from that Friday night loss in the 43rd District Championship game.
Well, their pressure really bothered Central early. And outside of Vanover, Central's really young, and kids haven't been in this environment before, and you've got 4 players out there for Lafayette who've been there, done that, so to speak, and Gar Carter and Bennett and DeBilzon and Abrams, and they really forced a lot of turnovers. Lafayette had 13 points off turnovers in the first half and forced Central into 11 turnovers in the first half. And once Lafayette gets in transition, it's tough to guard them. And Bennett's gotten loose for some threes, a couple of those in transition. She's very tough to find when you've got Abrams and Gar Carter going to the rim.
DeBilzon and Bennett co-lead Lafayette in scoring at halftime with 9 apiece. And Bennett basically lives behind the three-point arc tonight, 3 of 7 from there. But the DeBilzon's 1 of 1. Right now the rebounding battle is almost even, 19-18 in favor of the Lafayette Generals. But here's the difference in the ball games: 10 steals for Lafayette in the first half. The DeBilzon has 6 of them.
Yeah, and she was all over the place defensively. And Lafayette shooting 50% from the floor and 44% from the three-point line, and Madison Central shooting 18% from the floor and 14% from the three-point line. And that has a lot to do with Lafayette's pressure and the way they're able to guard you defensively. And Bennett has those threes, but she's also got 2 assists. She got in the middle of the zone and found some people underneath, and she's she can do a lot of things to hurt you.
5 assists for Lafayette in the first half on 12 made field goals. 3 assists on the 5 made field goals by Madison Central. The only problem is they have turned the ball over 11 times. Lafayette's coughed it up 8 times in the first half, or we might have been on the running clock in that first half of action.
Central got a little run there after they got down to that 22, and it was 24-6 for a long time, and they got a couple stops, and they needed a couple makes to maybe crawl back in and get it 10 or 12, and they couldn't get that because, Madison Central won the second quarter 13-12, but that first quarter was just a devastating run from Lafayette to start the game.
13-8 on points off turnovers in favor of the Lady Generals. Bench points are dead even at 4. Points in the paint, though, shows Lafayette's length and size, 16-6 over Madison Central there. And that's just pretty much the ball game there. Lafayette's pressure when they have pressed full court. That zone, though, is really tough for Lafayette because they are so long.
Yeah, it is. And the problem, I think, for Madison Central, they needed McKeithen to really hurt Lafayette inside. She hadn't been able to do that. She's 0 of 5. She took a little free throw jumper miss up, but everything else has been close. Lafayette's done a good job contesting it. They've been late getting her the ball a couple times, allowing the rotation to get there to her. And that's one place I thought that Madison Central might be able to get some nice, easy baskets, and it hasn't happened tonight.
You talk about Bailey Vanover's importance to the Lady Indians. She played all 16 minutes in that first half of action. We'll probably see a 32 on the minute total line for her tonight. She's probably not going to come out very much tonight for Coach Cooksey, but both teams seem to kind of mirror their head coach. When Coach Cooksey's had some experience, he is very tough on them. He's very animated on the sidelines. Had a guy tonight ask me his first time he'd ever seen Coach Denton coach, and he said, "Is she always that animated?" I said, maybe a little bit more than she has been tonight. She is also one of those coaches that really gets in her ball club, and I think her ball club's attention was gotten by that loss to Dunbar in the finals.
Yeah, and they've responded well. They would. They've been here before, and they've they know what it's about, and you got to put that behind you and move forward. And they've done that tonight. So, again, they rattled Madison Central early, and Madison Central never really got settled. And when they did, they just couldn't get a make. They needed a couple makes. You really get it to that 10-12 margin again, and maybe have something going there in the second half. They didn't really get it. And it's going to be very tough uphill climb here from here on out.
Just like in game number 1, we talked about Franklin County being different than what they had been in the past few years. Had lost some players, but they do have some girls that have been there, as you say, done that. And the DeBilzon, Bennett, Gar Carter, and Sanford have all been parts of teams that have gone not only deep in the regional tournament, but gone to the state tournament. I think Bennett and Gar Carter for sure. Maybe Sanford was a part of the state championship game team that made the championship game a couple of years ago in the Sweet 16 for the girls from Lafayette. But nobody on this team for Madison Central has even besides Vanover, has probably saw some playing time in the regional tournament.
Probably not. Experience played big. You can talk about all you want to, but it was a big factor tonight starting out.
Especially in game number 1 tonight, too. Franklin County's experience showed over a very game Henry Clay team tonight that had some experience, but just have not seemed to get over that first-round hump in the regional tournament.
Sure.
But right now, Lafayette leads Madison Central here at halftime, 36-15. We'll take a break here on PrepSpin. I'll get back as we come back. I'll ask Coach True what adjustments Coach Cooksey might make for Madison Central, and if there's any adjustments that Lafayette need to make. We're back in 60 seconds on PrepSpin.com.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Alumni Coliseum in Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond. Darren Douglas on with Lexington Catholic coach Scott True, and want to thank Lexington Women's Health, one of our fine sponsors for the regional tournament here this week. Also Overtime Performance, sponsoring all our instant replays here this week. And I got to get a mention for a restaurant that I love over Versailles. I eat there at least once a week, Coach. And I can tell you about everything on the menu, and everything is good. But just go in and find the general manager on duty, whether it be Josh Westfall or Chad Henderson. Tell them I sent you, and they'll hook you up.
There you go.
But they have great steak and seafood specials every Sunday. Live music on Tuesday nights for the spring. It gets into the late spring, early in the whole summer. It'll go to Tuesdays and Saturdays live music. So a great place to eat. And they have a wood fire brick oven to cook you some pizzas as well. So that's Ricardo's Restaurant, 110 Frankfort Street. It's in a historic old train depot. They've kept the decor inside just the same as the depot was when it was active. Coach?
Just some scores from other regions tonight. Mason County defeated Paris 50-32. Anderson defeated South Oldham 80-56. Last score I got, Scott was up on Harrison at halftime 36-13. And Boyd County defeated East Carter 73-48. Christian County defeated Livingston Central 83-45. Bardstown defeated Marion County 72-57. And Lincoln defeated Wayne 81-49.
So that might be half of the semifinals in that 12th region. I know the first half, Southwestern and Casey County. The nightcap will be it's Mercer County, and they'll get the winner of that one.
Yep, yes, sir. That's correct.
So that'll be two really good games over there in the 12th at
yeah,
Lincoln.
Will be.
Gary Ball will join Coach Scott True when we come back. Second half action. Lafayette leads over Madison Central 36-15. The winner plays Franklin County in the second semifinal game on Saturday afternoon on PrepSpin.com.
Back here at Eastern Kentucky University, Lafayette will have the basketball, and they got to do a lot here in Coach True in the second half, and does Madison Central. Particularly, they got to shoot the ball better.
Yeah, they got to get some good looks and knock those down. The big thing is these first 2 or 3 minutes, they're going to do anything. They got to do something pretty quickly, or it's going to get further away from them.
Same starters on the court: Caroline Bennett, Terry Abram, Gar Carter, Lindy DeBilzine, and also Stanford, Tana Stanford. Look, goes over to the Bilzine. She swings it around now to Abram. Abram in the middle of Caroline Bennett. And let's see, does she throw it away? And they say last touch there by Madison Central.
Yeah, she tipped that pass. Again, Central back in their 2-3 zone, but Lafayette's probably going to make them come up a little bit and be a little more aggressive, or they're just going to be patient.
Guard Carter posting up. Instead they give it out to the Bilzine. That comes out there from Abram. The Bilzine kicks it over to Stanford. Back out front, back to Stanford. Back to the Bilzine. Moves in, gives to Caroline Bennett, free throw line. The Bilzine over to Stanford. They're going to milk some clock here.
Just being patient, making Central chase.
Yeah, they got a 21-point lead. Why not? 7:18 to go in the third quarter. Three-pointer by Abram on goal, and it's on the floor. Picked up by Stanford, no. And rebounded, and coming out of there with it is Abram. Terry Abram. Good ball handler. Kicks it over to Stanford. Back to Abram. Caroline Bennett turns around. Free throw line. That won't go. Rebounded, put up, and a shot won't go there for Gar Carter. And Bailey Vanover comes out of there with it. Vanover dribbles between 3 defenders. Kicks it over left side, and that three-pointer won't go, and it's going to be a foul. Even though Todd missed that 3, I was watching them at halftime, just warming up. They were knocking everything down, Madison Central was.
Yeah, that's a good 3 out of transition. That's just a good hustle rebound. Gar Carter kind of got a little bit unlucky there. She's hustling after the ball and picked up a cheap foul.
So coming in will be Powell, and going out will be Todd. Vanover goes down low, and the ball knocked out of bounds there by last touch by Lafayette. Gar Carter got a hand on it.
Lafayette's length is really keeping Madison from getting the ball in McKeithen, and they're just making Vanover miserable. Everywhere she goes, she's got somebody chasing her.
Pacheco puts it underneath her own basket, goes to McKeithen. McKeithen down low, missed it, and she put it on the ground, and that's a big mistake by the big girl there, putting the ball down low.
Yeah, if you put it down low, somebody's probably going to come grab it.
Especially for Lafayette. They've got a lot of hands going in there. 36-15. Ball knocked away there. Vanover was the intended target. And she gets this inbound pass on the right side. Back out she comes to Powell. They swing it now to Bernard. Bernard over Vanover, and there's Bailey's three. Got it, line drive. Line drive three by Bailey Vanover, 36-18, Lafayette.
That's just a little 2-2-1 press.
Caroline Bennett, who hit 3 big threes in that first half. William documented all of them for you. Bennett back to the Bills on, and Abram nearly lost that ball out near the timeline. Goes down low, Gar Carter catches, misses a layup, and there's McKeith in there to rip it off. She's going to be fouled, and the foul's going to be on Stanford.
Yeah, now, you could get, if you're Lafayette, you want to be careful you don't get out of rhythm. You're in a really good rhythm in the first half. You don't want to get out of rhythm by holding the ball a little bit, being too patient this early in the third quarter.
Yeah, they have not scored here in the quarter. 36-18, they lead Madison Central. Vanover, who did a good job on that three. She's got 5 points to the basket. Tap no good. Rebounded by Lafayette.
It's a good drive. Just needed it to fall.
Abram to Gar Carter. Back it goes to DeBills on the three and tried to bank that one in. It wouldn't go. And battle for it. And DeBillson's got it. And DeBillson says, you know, wait a minute. I've got 6 steals. You're not stealing this ball from me.
Yeah.
Putting in play will be Stanford. Coming back in will be Talia Todd. And going out will be Madison Bernard.
Again, back in the 2-3 zone for Central. It's been their most effective defense tonight. They're going to try to move up and trap a little bit.
The Bills on, goes to the basket. Blocked there by McKeithen. Good block. Coming out there with it is Powell. Down low, and she puts it up and in. Vanover with the shot and the foul.
Little transition there for Madison Central, and gets the foul and the free throw.
Bailey Vanover's hit a 3. She just hit the layup, and we're going to take a look at that again in transition. Here they go over to Vanover, and she goes straight to the hoop and the harm. In and out. 36-20. Lafayette on top. They're getting a little complacent here in the quarter, I think, the start of the third.
Yeah, they need to get a bucket here too.
The Bills on, goes over now to Abram. In the corner they go to Stanford. And she nearly threw it away. Gar Carter will walk with it, so turned it over to Madison Central.
Not the start of the second half Coach Denton was looking for.
36-20, 4:51 to go in the third quarter. You know, a three-pointer here by Madison Central, and you got to be thinking maybe we can get back in this thing.
Yeah, and the goal would be to get it, you know, that 10-12 mark going into the fourth quarter, and they got to keep playing and doing what they're doing to start the second half.
Powell across the line. Powell maneuvers into left side, looking, comes back out now and tracked down out there by Bernard. Down low by McKeithen, and she tapped it out of bounds. McKeithen went up for it, but mistimed her jump.
The Bills-on did a nice job stepping in front there and bothering that pass.
Abram over to the Bills-on in the middle to Gar Carter. Gar Carter drives down and put it up over top of the big girl, McKeithen. 38-20, nearly another steal by DeBills-on as she goes into the scorers table.
Lafayette's done a good job now of making other people handle the ball outside of Vanover, and that's where some of the turnovers have come from.
Bailey has 7 points. Bernard has 7. 9 points each for DeBills-on and Bennett for Lafayette. 38-20, they lead. 4:16 in the third quarter. Left side, and there's a three-pointer rattled in for Bernard. 38-23.
Now just a stop and another bucket, and you're making progress.
Gar Carter goes over to Caroline Bennett. The three, good. 4th three-pointer for Caroline Bennett.
So good. Spots up, finds her in transition, knocks it down.
Bailey Vanover over to Bernard. Down low McKeithen, and she's going to be fouled as she takes it to the basket. 3:45 here in the third. 41-23. Lafayette on top. The winner gets Franklin County Friday night in the semis.
Yeah, that's defending regional champion. That's 4 fouls on Gar Carter, so that's a pretty big call.
Yeah. So Gar Carter with her 4th foul, and 4 team fouls already here in the quarter against Lafayette. set to put it in play. Pacheco, and she comes over to throws it out of bounds as she tried to get it over to Todd, and she couldn't chase it down.
Really needed. You got a foul on guard Carter. Really needed to get a bucket there.
And Abrams going to be fouled.
That's a good call. Todd got her from behind with a body.
So Todd picks up the foul. That's going to be her first foul, team's second foul. 41-23. Lafayette by 18, 3:38 to go. Third quarter action. Gary ball, Scott True. Ball knocked away. Madison Central
Good
picked
tip
up.
by Todd.
Todd across the line. Todd, and she has a strip by Stanford. Stanford into front court. Comes over to Abram. Over now, and here's a shot put up and in. That's almost automatic there by the Bills on.
Yeah, again, they get you in that turnover, and then they're in transition and at the rim in a hurry.
That's 11 for the Bills on. Caroline Bennett has 12. 10 for Bernard. There's a steal. No, comes back to Todd. Todd drives down, put it up too strong. Vanover, and she put it up and draws the foul. 43-23. Lafayette back to a 20-point lead. 2:54 to go in the third quarter from Eastern Kentucky University. Boys action tomorrow night. LCA in Frankfurt at 6:30, and Bryan Station, Madison Central after that.
That'll be a good one.
Both games right here on PrepSpin.
Central's been a lot more aggressive this half, going to the rim, getting to the foul line. What they need to do, they just got to continue to take care of the ball and find a way to get some stops.
That's 6 points in this quarter for Bailey Vanover. She made the free throw and makes them both. So Bailey Vanover with 8 points. 43-25. Pass goes over to Caroline Bennett, and good.
Great break right there. Handled the pressure and found Bennett with a nice little jump shot.
That is 14 for Caroline. Here's a steal by DeBilzon, and a jump ball called, and the possession arrow will be for Madison Central, I believe.
Yeah, good hustle by Vanover to get back in there after the ball was knocked away from her.
DeBilzon 6 rebounds, nearly 7 steals right there. She nearly got that one.
Yeah.
As McKeithen goes out, and back in the ball game, Madison Central brings in Hudson, the 5'9" junior. Hudson in there. Bailey Vanover. Over it goes to Pacheco. Crossover. She's in trouble, and Bailey is going to be fouled by Stanford.
Coach didn't want to walk there and got the foul on Stanford instead.
That's the 6-team foul, so the next one by Lafayette will be bonus for Madison Central.
And they got to keep attacking the glass and try to make something good happen.
Mentor in there, lobs down, stolen by DeBilzon. That's 7 steals. Leads it out now to Abram. Abram left elbow, put it up and in. Wow. 47-25 with 2:03 to go in the third. Lafayette on top.
19 points off turnovers for Lafayette tonight.
That's enough.
Yeah, they're making it very tough to do anything.
Three-pointer, and it's good by Bailey Vanover, who's having a tremendous second half.
Yeah,
she's got 10 here in the half.
That's what you'd expect from a senior.
12 overall. Pass right in front of us, and it's stolen to Todd, and she puts it up and in. Todd makes it 47-30 with 1:35 to go, and we'll be back. We want to thank Crown Trophy here on PrepSpin, Ricardo's, Rafferty's Restaurants, as we take a look there at that three-pointer by Vanover. She knocked it down.
Yeah, she's playing exactly what you want a senior to play in the second half. Good steal by Todd right there, too.
Yeah. 47-30. Lafayette on top. They cut it down to 17, but is it enough, Coach?
Yeah, I think you got to get it in that 10-point range if you really want to have a chance in the fourth quarter against Lafayette. And again, it's still going to be a tall task, but the Central's played well. Their younger kids are playing a little more settled second half, done some good things.
Lafayette looking for their 24th win of the season. They would advance to play Franklin County. Scott County and Dunbar will play the first game of the girls' action. That'll get underway 6:30 Friday. DeBille's on. She has 7 steals in this game. 7 steals.
Yeah, she's played really, really well for them tonight.
Abram backs it back out of there. Lafayette's going to be patient here. Over to DeBille's on, and she works in the left side. Goes to the basket, throws it up, and she's fouled.
A little more aggressive possession there from Lafayette. Get to the foul line.
DeBille's on. She has 11 points, 6 rebounds, 7 steals, 14 for Caroline Bennett, 10 for Abram. Free throw good for DeBille's on. Vanover has 12 for Madison Central, 10 of those here in this quarter.
Yeah, she's played really well in the second half. Lafayette's just hard to defend when you've got girls who can. They've got 4 girls who can really drop 20 on you on any given night, and they can hurt you in different ways.
And they had a 5th Goff who, with that injury, is out, but she was a solid player.
I noticed she's on the bench tonight. She's not in the boot tonight, so that's a good sign for her.
49-30. Lafayette by 19 over Madison Central. Mentor down low, Hudson, and turn around there by Hudson. Wouldn't go, but partially blocked. Coming down there is Abram. Long pass, it goes to Brown. She brings it back now to Abram, over to Stanford in the middle, and that's thrown away as she tries to go in the middle there to Grants. And a shot put up and in by Ty. (49-32). Another steal by Madison Central, and a foul is going to be called on Lafayette. They're going to get all the starters back in the ball game.
Yeah, she's trying to buy some rest there, and didn't like the way they handled the pressure. And coming back with Bennett and Gar Carter and DeBille's on.
Yep, right back immediately and going out. See who goes out for Lafayette. Brown will go out. Walton will go out, and Stanford. Brown's back in there.
Yeah, it's just, for Madison Central now, you just got to keep the pressure up and try to get turnovers and get to the basket as quick as you can.
Blaze Pacheco up there, and she has not scored in this ball game. And she still hasn't scored. 33 seconds in the third. 49-32. Abram wide open and throws it through the hands there of the Lafayette player, and that was a Grants. 3-pointer, and that's partially blocked there by DeBille's on. So now she gets a block shot.
Yeah, she is padding every stat tonight.
49-32, 18 seconds here. Boy, I tell you what, Bernard was teeing that one up, wasn't she?
Well, she was.
She's got 10 points.
Great hustle by Lindy there.
Madison Central trouble getting it in. Out front they get it, and it's knocked away by Abram, out of bounds.
Well, Central's got to find a way to get a bucket here. Feel good about themselves going to the fourth quarter.
Lacey Parks gets it into Pacheco, and now they come back. With it is Bernard. That's Vanover. Bailey lets a 3 go. That's off the front of the iron. Rebounded. Coming up with it, DeBille's on. Is going to throw one up from half court. Off the mark. We head to the fourth quarter with Lafayette on top. 49-32 here at the 11th Region Girls Basketball Tournament. They lead Madison Central. We'll be back with fourth quarter action after this timeout.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
UK win.
I don't know if he had tips of that either.
Welcome back here. UK played Ole Miss tonight, I believe, down at Rupp Arena. Was that a 7 o'clock
I think
game?
it's tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow night? Maybe. I can't.
It is Wednesday night.
It's Wednesday night.
You're right, Wednesday night. That's right. I'm a day ahead of myself here.
It's all right.
I've got the Scholastic Ball Report tomorrow night, and I play tennis at 9 o'clock.
There you go. Busy night for you.
Busy night. Abram over now to Caroline Bennett. She skips it over to the Bills-on as we start the fourth quarter here. Final 8 minutes. Lafayette trying to hold on here with a 17-point lead. The Bills-on. Good shovel to Brown and blocked and fouled. Foul's called. I think it was on Bailey Vanover.
I think that'll be her fourth.
So Bailey picks up her fourth foul with those 12 points.
They've made it awful tough on Bailey tonight. You can see it last 3 in the third quarter. They were probably a little bit fatigued, left her a little short. She hadn't come out, and she's been chased all night long.
Yeah, she's got 6 rebounds, 3 assists to go with those 12 points, and free throw knocked down there by Lafayette's Anaya Brown. She is an 8th grader. Makes them both. Good free throw shooter.
She is.
Brown makes it 51-32. Vanover angles left, kicks it in the corner to Parks. Back it comes to Bailey Vanover. 7:32 to play. Lacey Parks lets a 3 go, and that's an air ball. Picked up and won't go there on the right side. Picked up by Bernard, and she couldn't get it to go.
It's back to Madison Central.
Yep. Good break there for the Lady Indians. Lacey Parks goes to Vanover. Elbow, and it rattles out. Rebounded and blocked by Hudson as her shot blocked, and she put it up. She nearly somehow threw that one in.
Yeah, that's Anaya Brown rotating down with a great block there for an 8th grader.
Bailey Vanover, little runner, won't go. There's Hudson battling. 3-pointer out of the corner by Lacey Parks, won't go. Tracked down by the Bills-on. She wants to run with it. Tracks down, lace it up and in.
And again, with the off the rebound right into transition. That's tough basketball by Lafayette.
15 for the Bills-on to go with those 7 steals and 8 rebounds. 3-pointer and off the mark there for Bernard.
You're probably seeing a little fatigue set in for Madison Central as a team right now. They've had to chase, rotate, and that's awfully tough to do for an entire half.
Well, tomorrow night, LCA Frankfurt at 6:30, boys 11th region. After that, it'll be Bryan Station, Madison Central. Pass comes over. Caroline Bennett lets the 3 go off the back of the rim and rebounded by Lacey Parks. Parks wanting to push it. Parks in the front, throws it up and draws the foul. She'll go to the free throw line.
Good aggressive attack off the break there.
Lacey Parks, a 5'6" freshman. A lot of youth on both these teams, but particularly for Madison Central.
Yeah, Madison is really, really young, and they've got some depth to that with those young kids too.
Lacey Parks will be up there for the 2 free throws. 6:36 to play. 53-32. Lafayette on top. Lacey Parks bends and put it in.
Shot. Central will probably come right into the press. She can make this free throw, try to get another turnover and a quick basket.
Parks got them both. 53-34. 6:36 to play. Pass comes into Brown. High pass right over here by me. Comes over to William. And it'll go on the turnover to Madison Central.
And Madison Central continued to play hard. They got behind early. They just keep battling. Credit to Coach Cooksey and his staff.
Bailey Vanover angles left side and kicks it in the corner. There's a high arcing 3. Bullseye by Parks. Lacey Parks out of the corner. She has 5 now. 53-37, and on nearly a turnover. Yes, it was a turnover there by Lafayette's Brown, and she walked with it, and it'll give it to Madison Central. Boy, a 3-pointer here to make this a 13-point ball game.
Yeah, you know, that 3-point shot's a great equalizer, and again, Central's just continue to hang around, and their pressure's bothered Lafayette here in the second half.
Lacey Parks will put it in play. She hit the 3 out of the corner. Vanover's had a great second half with 12 points, 10 and a half. Hudson free throw line, turns and puts it in. Hudson with the basket, and it's 53-39. Caroline Bennett was open from three, won't take it, gives it back to Abram. 5:50 to play. Abram kicks it over the right side to Stanford. Back to the Bills on. 5:42 to play. Lafayette by 14, 53-39. Caroline Bennett to Stanford. They're going to run some clock, Coach.
Yeah, if you can get a stop here and get a bucket, you know, it puts a little pressure on Lafayette.
Over to the Bills on. She goes baseline, shovels it back, shot put up and in there by Gar Carter, and she's fouled.
And that's the way an experienced team stops the run. Attack the rim, drop it off, get the bucket and the foul. It's a nice job by Lafayette.
Textbook. Makes it 55-39. They'll count the bucket. 5:23. We're going to have back in the ball game. And it'll be Eliza Minter back in there for Central. At the line, Gar Carter, and she knocks down the free throw. She completes that three-point play the John Houseman way.
That's right.
Remember him?
Yes, sir.
We're giving away our age, aren't we?
Yeah, a little bit.
She earned it.
Yeah, she earned it.
56-39, 5:19. Minter gives to Bailey Vanover. She's got 4 fouls, but she's also got 12 points, 10 of those here in the second half. Down low it goes, and back tap knocked away by the Bills on. Here comes Stanford out of there. Stanford wanted to run with it, throws it high off the glass. No, and rebounded and pulled out of there. Hudson leads it out to Vanover, and she can't track it down in front of her bench.
A little bit too long.
Not sure where Hudson was throwing that ball.
Yeah, Vanover's quick, but she's not quite that quick.
.47%, 19 of 40 shooting by Lafayette.
Just 26% from Madison Central.
Caroline Bennett with those 14 points. The Bills on has 15. Down the lane, Abram with the left hand, though, and we're going to have, it's going to be over the back called there on Gar Carter.
I believe that's her 5th.
Yep, Gar Carter's just picked up number 5. She will go to the bench, fouled out, 4:43, 56-39, and Madison Central will shoot the 1+1, the bonus.
Well, and Coach Cooksey's got to be pleased with the fact that his team has forced Lafayette into 17 turnovers tonight. And again, that building for the future for them maybe, but again, they've done a really good job of their pressure tonight, especially here in the second half.
The Bills on has 15 points, 8 rebounds, 7 steals, and a couple of block shots and 2 assists.
Yeah, she's played really well
Stat
tonight.
stuffer.
Yeah, especially from the very beginning of the game. Very active on the defensive end, used her length and got the steals.
First point of the game for Pacheco. Makes it 56-40 with 4:43 to play. Remember, Gar Carter's fouled out for Lafayette. And the second one's good. 56-41. Lafayette on top. Abram almost stolen, but Caroline Bennett's got on the left wing. The Bills on, lets a 3 go, high arcer, in and out, and rebounded. Coming out there with it, Todd. Todd wanting to push it. Todd drives down and puts it up, and it rolls out. Had that gone in, it would have counted for Todd.
That's a good aggressive attack there. Might have been a little bit quick shot from the Bills on, but she's open. She's played awfully well tonight.
Yes, she really has. And Bernard and Vanover played well for Central. Bernard's played well in both halves, but Vanover's been all this half, 10 of those 12 in the second.
Again, doing what you'd expect a senior to do, not want her season to end.
Todd knocks down the free throw to Leah Todd. She's a sophomore, I believe.
Yeah, she's going to be a really nice player for them moving forward.
Athletic, isn't she? Got them both. 56-43. Indians within 13. Pass comes over to Abram. Abram works it across. Madison Central picking up that pace a little bit. The Bills on. Works down the right side. Kicks over to Caroline Bennett, and that knocks down the easy shot, the mid-range jumper, 58-43.
It's amazing how many of her shots, and I'm not sure that anything ever touches the rim.
And there's a block by the Bills on, and out of bounds, last touched by Lafayette's Grants. Putting in play will be Mentor. Mentor will trigger. Comes over to Todd, and she's falling out, gets it out to Vanover. Bailey back over to Todd. Todd moves in, throws it up, and hits the front of the rim, and she'll shoot a couple of free throws.
She's been much more aggressive here in the second half going to the rim.
That is the 10th team foul, double bonus for Madison Central.
And Central's have been the one pressing this half, and they've stayed out of foul trouble with the exception of Vanover.
Free throw rolls out of there. I thought it was going to go down for Todd.
Touched a lot of iron there.
Todd was 2 for 3 prior to that, 2 for 4 now. She's got 5 rebounds, 8 points. Working on it. Missed both free throws, unfortunately, and it's 58-43. Generals of Lafayette. Lady Generals on top. The Bills on. Over to Caroline Bennett. She won't take that three.
No, she thought about it. Big lead here late. Run some clock.
3:39 to play. 58-43. Madison Central's made this interesting, if nothing else.
Yeah, they've continued to battle and hang around.
Caroline Bennett fakes with the ball down the lane, throws it up, draws the foul, and that will send Caroline to the line where she is at 83%. The only one that shoots better than her in the region is Michaela Cecil at Dunbar, 86.
Yeah, you don't want to foul those two.
No.
And we didn't jinx her either.
Nope. Bennett knocked down the free throw. She has 17 points now to go with those 6 rebounds. So 10 for Abram. Gar Carter fouled out with 9 points. 59-43, 3:27, and Caroline Bennett got both of them. We're going to have timeout on the floor. Madison Central, 3:27 to play. Lafayette 60, Madison Central 43 here at the girls' 11th region tournament. We'll be back after this.
Lexington Women's Health is an all-female OBGYN practice in Lexington made up of board-certified obstetricians, gynecologists, certified nurse midwives, and physician assistants. We are supported by a well-trained and compassionate staff. We work as a team to attend to each of our patients as if they were our sisters, friends, or neighbors. We have experience, both professional and personal, to help you through almost any situation. Chances are, whatever you face, we've been there. Visit LexingtonWomens.com for more information.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
All right, some scores from other regions. Scott defeated Harris tonight, 77-44. Walton Verona defeated Oldham County, 62-42. And Pikeville defeated Pike Central, 68-57.
Walton Verona's pretty good.
They are.
Todd in the middle. They get it now to Pacheco. And going right side is Bernard. She's fouled. She'll go to the line, shoot a couple of free throws. 60-43, Coach, 3:13. It's probably a little bit too late for Madison Central, but they could play themselves. They played very well here in the second half.
They did. They, if you take out that first quarter run, that's tough to do. They've played really well. They put them heads up. Really impressed with them here in the second half, going to the rim and getting to the foul line.
Yep, they play like this the whole game. They're right in this game. You're right. That was a 20-2 score at the end of the first.
Mm-hmm. But
Bernard missed the second one.
That's what great teams do. They come out and they get you early.
Yep.
And Lafayette was really ready to go, and Central was trying to find themselves.
KO punch, wasn't it?
Yep.
Here's Abram the basket, and she taps it out. No, it's last touch by Madison Central. Give it back to Lafayette. Wide open, Caroline Bennett. Left hand, gets a rebound, put it up and missed it again. Rebounded by DeBilzine.
Don't see that very often out of her, missing, especially from that range.
2:46 to play. Abram has got it. Goes right side, powers it up and in. And we got another timeout called. I'm not sure who called that timeout.
Lafayette, 30 seconds.
Okay, 62-44. We'll keep it right here. Got some other scores there, Coach.
Yes, sir.
From around the regionals tonight, girls basketball.
Dixie Heights defeated Newport Central Catholic 41-31, and Ryle leads Holy Cross into the third quarter 49-30. Ryle's got a really good basketball team.
They really do.
And they're pretty young, too. They're in our tournament. They're dynamite.
Who's that one player they got that's really, really good?
I knew you were going to ask me. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Right off the top of my head, but she's really good.
I'll tell you what.
She already got an offer from UK, and I think they returned maybe 4 or 5 starters. Walton Verona, you mentioned earlier, is very good. They're also very young. A lot of young talent coming up in the state.
Well, let's look at Ryle's roster. Maybe we can figure it out. Let's see. Going down through here, they've got a Bishop, Crittenden,
sophomore,
Johnson.
It's not Hampton. I can't remember, Garrett. I'd have to look. I don't want to get wrong. But she's got an offer from UK. Could be. They're really good.
62-44. Bailey Vanover, who's had a good second half, 12 points, works it across the timeline on the left side. Bailey Vanover. Right side, it comes over now to Pacheco. Backs it out, goes down low, and blocked from behind as the shot was put up by McKeithen. And here comes DeBills, a long pass down court to Abram, running the floor, hangs and scores.
Yeah, Lafayette's done a tremendous job on McKeithen tonight.
Yep.
Not let her get anything easy.
Abrams now got 12 points. The lead is 20 for Lafayette. Vanover. Here is Todd out of the corner. That three-pointer won't go. Rebound to Bernard, and on the floor, and let's see, jump ball called, and it'll go back to Central. Minute 58 here in the game. Immediately after, Darren Douglas will talk to the winning coach, give him our Mingua beef jerky. We'll wrap things up here from the girls, the 11th region. Earlier tonight, Franklin County won, and a good one over Henry Clay, 51-47.
Franklin County's another team that's got some really good young players.
Yes, they do. They also got Kendall Talley.
Yes, they do. She's pretty tremendous.
Pacheco in the middle to Vanover. Bailey takes it to the basket, put it up and in.
Good move right there by the senior.
That's 14. She's got her average now. 64-46. Bailey Vanover with her 14-point. 11 for Bernard. 18 for Caroline Bennett. She leads everybody.
Central a little man-to-man now, trying to apply a little more pressure, and Lafayette looks like they're going to run a little flex offense here, a little shuffle cut on the baseline.
Down low they go to Abram. Abram powers it up, and boy, she's got a nice shot down there. They just can't stop her.
It's really tough when your guards are that big, and Central throws away the inbounds pass.
Yep, that's 16 for Abram, Coach.
Yeah, she can hurt you going to the basket. She can hurt you on a post-up like that. Very tough to guard.
Minute 12 here in regulation.
Bailey Vanover going to get a nice ovation as she comes out tonight.
Yeah, she's a senior.
Shear, that's it for Ryle, yep.
Yeah, we were trying to deduce who that was, and that's who it was.
She's
Maddie
really
Shear.
good.
She's good. Caroline Bennett, left hand. No, won't go. Caroline hangs it, puts it up, no good again. Rebounded by McKeithen. And then she has it knocked away where she's going to be fouled with 55 seconds here in the ball game. And she'll walk the 94 feet the length of the floor, and she'll shoot 1+1.
Yeah. Good rebound there. Been a tough night for the sophomore.
Yeah, she's got 7 rebounds, but she's 0 for 6 from the field.
Yeah, and I still think we played against them early this year, and she's one of the most improved post players in the region. She's really come a long way since the start of the season.
She'll have an opportunity to score her first point of the ball game. Bernard has 11, Vanover at 14, 8 for Todd. Good balance by Lafayette with Caroline Bennett, 18. DeBelzon has 15. That free throw rolls off. And Abram has 16 and Gar Carter 9. That's your 4 big guns right there.
Yeah, really, really tough.
Madison Central is going to come in with wholesale substitutions.
Both teams clearing the benches here late. Good to get these other players on the floor, let them experience a regional tournament.
Lafayette, they come in with Olivia Cathers. Also Brown come in with Abram.
Nice job by the official there, stopping that so that you can get the other sub in.
And back in for Madison Central. They bring in Brianna Beerbaum.
Got Mentor out, Central's other senior, so got her out too.
Yeah,
really nice job, a bit of officiating there.
Lafayette, they get it in to right side, and that's Lauren Walton over there with the ball. Walton looking in for Brown. She comes out there, and that's to 32.
Catherine Jacobs.
Here's Walton's shot, won't go, and stuck back by Brown, though. Battle for it, and coming at Walton's got it. You say that's Jacobs right there with the ball?
Mm-hmm.
So Jacobs.
Yep. Eighth grader.
They go down to Lafayette, and here comes Todd, and puts it up and in. Todd goes for her 10th point, 66-48. Lafayette's going to win it. Jacobs goes down low, and half a tick left.
Half a tick. Lafayette will have a couple days to get ready for Friday night in Franklin County.
Yep. It's our Final Four. It's going to be a good one.
It'd be. I think they played early in the year. I'm pretty sure Franklin County won earlier in the year.
So Scott County will play Dunbar, and then Franklin County will play Lafayette. Can they handle Kendall Talley? And shot put up and in at the buzzer by Olivia Cathers for Lafayette. So Olivia Cathers puts it up, makes it 68-48. Lafayette wins it over Madison Central by 20 points, and Darren Douglas is making his way over to join the head coach, Allie Denton, and decide if she wants the hot. I know her husband, Justin Denton, wants the hot and spicy. That's his preferred favorite. Well, Coach, 68-48. Caroline Bennett led the way, but really all four of the big key components for Lafayette scored it, except for Abram, who had Gar Carter, but they all had double figures.
Yeah, they're just so tough to guard. And you got Bennett can hitting threes. You got Abrams who can play the guard and post you up. And their zone tonight really got after Central early and rattled them.
68-48. Lafayette won it going away. Allie Denton is going to make her way over, and is Darren going to talk to her or not? He's going to get her real quick here for the post game. Let's go to Darren as he's got to Allie Denton.
Here with the Mingua Beef Jerky winning coach, and Allison Denton used a quick 20-0 run to start the ball game to really seize control of this ball game. You've got to be proud of your ball club.
I'm very proud of my ball club. They said they were ready to play, and I trusted them, and they showed me they were, and we took care of business.
I was close to you, so I saw the kind of doubt in your eyes if they were ready, but they came out and proved you wrong.
Yeah, they did, and I'm proud of them. But, they've got a burning in their heart, so that's good.
You get an opponent that you're very familiar with on Saturday. I think 3 of the last 4 regional championships have been won by either your ball club or Coach Joey Thacker's ball club. Got to be a very, very good feeling to go against Franklin County.
Yeah, it is. We're just glad to advance and play the next game.
Okay, you want the hot and spicy, the mild, or what?
JD has requested the hot and spicy.
Oh. JD's going to
the last thing he said before he left. He goes, I want hot and spicy.
And when you don't come home with it?
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
There you go. Coach Allison Denton of Lafayette. She's in a much better mood tonight, Gary, than she was when she probably was before she got here.
I'll see her tomorrow night, and Caroline Bennett, Lindy DeBill's on, and I believe it's Abram. Going to see her out at the Scholastic Ball Report, so we'll talk to her tomorrow night. Her ball club, the team of the week, they'll be out there at the Scholastic Ball Report. But Coach, 68-48, and really good balance here by Lafayette. 18 for Bennett, 16 for Abram, 15 for DeBill's on, and Gar Carter gets 9.
Yeah, and Lindy did a great job other places too. The steals, and her
double-double.
Yeah, her presence on defense tonight was tremendous. So just a great effort by Lafayette. As Coach Denton said, they kind of do what they do, and those 4 are very, very tough on the defensive end as well as the offensive end.
Rebounding was a little bit closer than you realize. They had a 40-37 edge, only a +3 situation there for Lafayette.
And I'm sure Coach Denton will talk to our team about the turnovers in the second half. They're a little complacent, but it's awfully hard when you've got that big lead at halftime to come back out in the second half and maintain that intensity level.
Well, that sets up tomorrow night. It'll be the boys' action from the 11th region, and 6:30 it'll be LCA Lexington Christian They take on Frankfurt High School, and so LCA is looking for their first 11th region win.
Yeah, LCA is very, very good, playing great basketball here at the end of the year.
They really are. They got the big three, Carter Hendrickson, Kyle Rode, and Austin Hall, and they got Will Hacker knocked down 3, so at 50% clip.
Yep, they're very good. They should probably be heavy favorite tomorrow night, and that second one with Central and Bryan Station to be a dandy.
We'll have all that right here on PrepSpin. Again, our finals tonight. Darren Douglas with the call. It was 51-47 Franklin County over Henry Clay, and here it was Lafayette all over Madison Central, 68-48. For all the broadcast partners tonight, William Warfield, King of Stream, Darren Douglas, Scott True, this is Gary Ball. So long from the 11th Region Tournament, girls basketball.